Tamberly school officials are tonight dismissing claims of racism at the institution.
It's a developing story our news team has been following since last week. The school's principal held a press conference at the Sandyport location today and lamented that racism or discrimination on any level is not tolerated at the school.
Now, school officials have added that if any parent or parents aren't pleased with the operations at the institutions, they can seek services elsewhere. Our Janaea Noel Ferguson has been following the story.
Tamberly school officials responded to allegations of racism at the school after turning away members of the media for a response last week. School principal Alice Lanford said the school does not support discrimination of any form.
Tamberly has insisted that its students, faculty, and staff treat each other with mutual respect and has preached and practiced the Golden Rule.
Two parents, Shavaz Cesar and J.P. Mickelson, allege racial discrimination by children and school officials. Cesar pointed out that her son was told that, quote, brown boys could not play on the soccer field. Cesar says the matter was reported but was not dealt with appropriately.
Although the precise action desired by the parent in question was not affected at the time or the matter desired, Tamberly has addressed the matter in a way that it considers fair and reasonable in all circumstances.
Now, following her statement, the principal refused questions from the media and was escorted away. Our cameras were also allowed access inside the classroom. The parents stressed that race has never been an issue.
Never once have I had a situation whereby I could say the administration or the school is racist. They all play together. They don't even discuss color.
But they take care of the whole child, and that's what I'm looking for, and that's what I'm paying for. Okay, and so to say Ms. Langfield is racist, or the school is, I really don't know how they come up with that.
Kids don't have that kind of superficial hang-up at the school, you know.
Child went to another school prior to coming here, and if you ask me, she experienced more racism there with a majority black population than she did here.
I think, unfortunately, the situation has actually maybe put things in reverse and made it worse for people, because this entire time there was not a problem. There was never an issue of race. Now all of a sudden she's being made aware that there are differences.
I know for certain they're not learning it here at the school. They don't even have to be learning it at school, at home. Kids hear things all over the place.
Whereas allegations have been made by an individual which tend to suggest that this is a racially charged environment or that this environment is somehow unsafe or inappropriate for one's children. Quite frankly, the individual concerned still has their children in the school today.
Parents at the school say that had there been any hint of racism at the school, their children would have been removed. Janaea Noel Ferguson, ZNS Network News.
Now, Shavaz Cesar is responding to Tamberly School and supporting parents. While school officials claim they have dealt with the matter according to the school's policy, Cesar says the school has taken no action despite her repeated suggestions. As for her allowing her children to remain at the school, Cesar says the fees have been paid for the remainder of the semester and they will be moved on her terms.
There are a few more weeks left in the semester, and I know persons have been saying subjecting my kids to scrutiny. I think at this point, the light has been shed on what's going on at Tamberly, and I don't think it would be a good move on them to cause any more discomfort for the children that has already occurred. But at this point, the children are fine. The initial incident was the issue. But the children are there, and they will move on our terms. We have freedom of association and freedom of movement. And only when I decide to move the kids, they will be moved. And I think my kids being there is a constant reminder that this policy needs to be put in place. The Bahamian people are owed the explanation of what is Wolf Road English, why is and what do you mean by that? I think that's an insult to the Bahamian people, and we need answers, and I think this policy needs to be implemented. The school should have dealt with this matter in simply addressing the entire school populace, parents and children alike, making parents aware to also make their kids aware of diversity within the school. I think it should have been the school's obligation to present and set a policy in place to make everyone aware that we're all different, but yet the same.